With Christmas and the New Year happening, everyone is away from YouTube and the CSGO scene. I personally get that very well, and yet there's a lot of interesting stuff happening in the CSGO market right now. The market has been going down in the past week, and it seems like we are finally settling after a long period of insane growth. We are still looking at the next operation sometime soon, even though it seems like I was wrong by saying the operation would happen in 2022. It will still come eventually, and we will talk more about that later as well. The CSGO market is looking very good, and I will tell you more soon, but first I want to tell you about today's video sponsor GamerPay. Check out how to get €10 for free with today's video sponsor GamerPay. GamerPay is the easiest and safest way to buy and sell skins. They have a huge range of items to choose from, and their prices are way cheaper than the Steam community market. If you sign up with my link in the description and buy or sell something worth €35 or more, you get €10 completely for free. I like sorting their items for best deals, so I can find items that are even cheaper than on Buff. They have very low fees and they are trusted by the community. Overall, an awesome way to buy and sell skins. Check them out with my link in the description or top comment. So, the CSGO market is in a relatively relaxed place right now, so what? Well, I think it matters a lot. Nothing major happening is good for such an old and reliable market like the CSGO market. It means items can be used up, prices can level off or slowly increase, and people can just go back to usual. We have just had a major increase in price in the last little while, both in investments like cases, Antwerp, Stockholm and the like, but also in play skins and even knives. They have all gone up, and that has to come to an end eventually. Prices can't go up forever, so the prices of the past week are a nice refresher to say the least. If we look at the breakout case, for example, we can see that the price is all over the place, and that is due to people being unsure of what is next. When a new operation is coming, prices generally fall, and other things can have that effect as well, so people usually know that if something like that is nearing, you should sell. But we thought the operation would have already come, and it hasn't come yet, so that means people are going to doubt stuff, and they become unsure of their position in the market. That is not a good feeling to have, since it means that some people might make a fluke decision to sell, and it might not be as thought out as it should have been. I mean, it's not like something has really changed about the CSGO market in the last couple weeks, and yet prices are down. That is because people are just afraid, and that is a human emotion, but it's not the perfect decision. The game right now is bigger than ever, and we are still up for more content in just the next year. Nothing has changed, and yet people are selling. That always happens after a price increase, so it's not unusual, but it will be interesting to see what happens to prices in the next week or two. Of course, that depends a lot on what happens. If we get an operation, prices will probably go down a bit, and we will stay there for a bit, after which they might go back up again. But if the operation doesn't come in the next couple of weeks, prices will continue to go up, since less supply is being generated, and there's more people wanting skins, so prices must go up eventually. I am personally still holding on to my investments for now, since they have proven to be very good long term, but who knows. I would call this grace period the silence before the storm, and I think within the next 6 months or even less a lot is going to happen. The people at Valve working on the game also want to go home to their families for Christmas and or New Year's, but after that we might get some cool things very soon. An operation is inevitable, and Source 2 is also more likely than ever. It might seem like a good time to give up, but this is the worst time to do that. For example, we recently got this tweet from Aquarius. Here is something exciting to finish off the year on a high note. I've got a source which confirms that CSGO on Source 2 is expected to be shipped in Q1 of 2023. I can also confirm that the beta version of CSGO, app ID 710, was hidden because of extensive testings, some of which were caught earlier this summer. Obviously all of this is just speculations, and with Valve you can never know for sure. This is a very good sign towards what we are already expecting, the Source 2 update. In just the last year we've had more information and more new leaks about Source 2 than ever before. It was already looking like we were gonna get it soon, and now it seems like we might actually be nearing it. In fact, this source says that it's just a maximum of 3 months away, which I think is really soon. That might be even too soon, but we might just get a closed beta first, which would be good. We want to ease into it. We don't just want to drop everyone in Source 2 and everything to break. That would be terrible for the market, but I think Valve know that. Of course, we can't know for sure what he is saying will happen, but when it comes to credible sources, this is one of them. He also confirms that the leaked updates from earlier in the year were actually tests of Source 2, but as he also states, we can't know for sure what Valve will do at all. It might become August when we get the update, we don't know that, but we can at least hope for something in the next little while. It is also becoming increasingly more likely that we're getting a combination of Source 2 and a new operation, which would mean the new skins could also be viable in Source 2, because they have to think ahead. If they're gonna make new skins for the operation and they're already working on Source 2, they might as well make them for Source 2 already, right? And if Source 2 is almost coming out anyway, bundling them together is for Valve a very good idea. That is because Source 2 is going to be underwhelming for a lot of people. We won't be able to play it right away, or at least not online right away probably. We will be in a beta, so it won't really add much for us. And even when Source 2 does come out fully, it won't add a lot of new stuff to the game. It will simply change the way the game looks a bit. It will allow better skins, of course, but I think a lot of people will be disappointed by Source 2, so if we also get an operation in the same time frame, or just with the same update, people will be focused on the operation mainly, and the Source 2 stuff will just be a cool extra thing, and people can't be disappointed because they got the operation and Source 2. And Valve generally don't want to disappoint. That's also why they don't announce anything ahead of time, so I could really see this happening. Perhaps that's also why they didn't do it in December, because they knew it would have been better in December, because they could have cashed in on Christmas. But perhaps they've seen in the past that Christmas doesn't really add much profit for them, and people are just going to buy the Operation Pass anyway. And if you have Source 2 coming out, releasing the Operation might just overshadow it. So that could be a very good reason. For now, we'll just have to wait, but Source 2 has been very likely for the entire year with a major amount of leaks and talks about the update. So it's starting to become an actual possibility, and in my opinion, a probability that we will get it in 2023. Right now, we haven't really gotten much new content, and that is in a time with many people enjoying everything about the game. This on its own isn't a big thing, but when we look at active duty cases, something really stands out. We haven't gotten a new case in nearly 6 months, which is a long time to wait for a case. Releasing a new case is not hard for Valve to do at all. They just reuse old finishes and get skins from the workshop. If Valve thought a new big update like an Operation or Source 2 was far away, they would have released a case already to at least cash in a bit during that period. But they haven't yet, which is suggesting that there is something big on the horizon. I am keeping my eyes peeled, since I know how big something like that can be. Don't get your hopes up too much. It is Valve we are dealing with after all, but I am still excited for the future. For now we'll have to do with what we have, but maybe not for long. We are nearing the end of the year now. By the time you hear this, it will already be 2023 most likely. So I want to thank all of you for this wonderful year in the CSGO investing scene. I have a lot planned for the future, and I hope you will be here to see that. For example, I will be starting with live streams once I hit 1000 subscribers. More on that once we get there. From there we can start to do a lot more epic things too. I have a few plans that I will be revealing later, so look out for that as well. I'm always trading skins at low fees, check it out if you need anything. I accept any item, and I have tons of variety to choose from. I also sell most of my skins for buff price, plus I can help you with any other items you might want to buy or sell. Hit me up on Steam or Twitter, links in the description. Now we can't know anything for sure when it comes to Valve, so check out this video next so you know why we might not get the Source 2 update soon. If you're still watching, you are truly awesome. Thank you, goodbye, and have a happy new year.